literally have no idea.
We've
I have
seen
no
some
idea.
diffuser first,
Glype
right?
here? Yeah,
Lightyear, Disperser, maybe a cheeky Vlad.
Ooh, that could be interesting, actually.
No, literally, I don't know if that works out. Honestly, it's
no, I don't think it will. It maybe, but look, it'd be interesting. I didn't say it'd be good.
Dude, JT about to show us the first Wind Ranger offlane Veil Rush in the world. He level 4 win runs up to them, Veils, and then point blank power shots them. That's strat.
Interesting. That is a theory. Yeah, hey, a crown. It builds into crown, right? So universal hero things.
Yeah, smile. I'm not willing to put any bread.
Any loaves of bread on it.
Yeah, no. My bread's staying with me. No, no offering the carbohydrates. I need them. At G2.iG, of course, don't be mistaken, everybody watching. There just is no visual indicator, but they did win game number 1, and this is a lower bracket game. It's a bit stunning to feel, to see that we found G2.iG at this stage in the tournament, but it's no surprise given how stacked the region has been. They are 1 game away from knocking out Aster, though, some of their former teammates, so I'm sure they will do it with glee. And tall task ahead of them, making this lineup work. I feel like the level of execution has to be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, G2.iG, the execution last game was pretty darn perfect, so if they just, you know, if they do the same thing they did last game, they should be in a good position.
Yeah, JT kind of went a little brazy, chasing Frisk through for the Wisdom Rune and all that stuff, and ended up getting punished. But it felt like after those first 2 core kills, they immediately were like, guys, what are we doing? We're about to get eliminated. Let's wake up. And then they just kind of completely demolished their opponents. Okay. Let's see how things go here. I mean, lanes-wise, are we sort of... we already talked a bit about the Centaur and the Venge lane that can potentially be a threat from Monet. But this top side, Pichu up against Boboka and JT is backing up Paparazzi, obviously, on that Lina. How do you think this one's going to pan out?
I think JT should have a fine enough time, right? You just get the wind run and all of a sudden the Lina right clicks don't quite matter. The tag team doesn't quite matter. You still don't have the most kill potential just because of the snowball save. But you can still get kills on the Lina if she's out of position, snowball or not.
Fair. Well, we'll have to see whether Paparazzi makes a misstep here. A lift back into a shackle will be certain doom, and Pichu's gonna have to work overtime to try and fish her out of that situation. Still doing pretty well in terms of the last hits and can always use the Dragon Slave to secure the range, which is never gonna be a problem for her. Already running onto JT, the early level in power shot, no win run just yet, so the tag team attacks, they hurt.
And Lina, what? She has what? The highest attack like range, right? Lina? I'm pretty sure it's still Lina.
Yeah, I think so. Like base attack, right, is what you're talking about. I think Techies cuts it a little bit close, but I'm not sure who exactly wins out in that situation. Shards up. They understand that she's still level 1, trying to lay the hurt on Pichu. Excellent recognition there, and it's gonna be first blood drawn by Paparazzi. No, Erica. Meanwhile, Monet goes down as well. So once again, Aster starting the game out with 2 kills on the side lane course.
It didn't work last game, but they're in a much better position for it this time around, right? They can just chain kill Monet in this bottom lane, right? Void just isn't quite there yet to survive through this damage. The level 2 spike on the side of Aster is very, very strong. And like we said, X-Nova is not the bodyguard that you'd think he is.
Absolutely not. And a little unfortunate there, noticing in Monet's inventory that there were 9 stick charges, so must have just been chain stunned before he could even press a spell or any button while he's at it. I mean, that's going to be the story of that particular lane, and I don't think we'll be seeing much different, right? Monet, he's going to struggle a little bit to get meaningful CS. You can see already 6-2. I mean, Boboka and JT, they're getting what they need, but yeah, I mean, mid lane, this matchup, Echoes doing pretty decently for himself, but being doubled up upon by nothing to say at this point in time.
It's kind of a hard lane for Puck if you're not hitting those phase shifts. And we saw, right, that Tidebringer connect one too many times. Tidebringer connects, Puck's not having a good time. And so we already see Puck is not having a good time. So that means these Tidebringers are connecting.
True. Logical deduction plus 100.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's just so scary to play against this modern centaur as well, just because of the hoof stomp, being able to be wound up while he's running towards you. It's not as telegraphed as it used to be, which is Void's bread and butter, right? You always want to be, you know, pre-planning when you're gonna time walk in between intervals of, you know, opponent spells and whatnot. But yeah, right now it feels like it comes out so casually, like the centaur isn't even trying.
And Centaur's one of these heroes that you don't necessarily think about the right clicks on Centaur, but he's hitting for like 80 damage right now.
Yeah.
So pair that up with the Wave of Terror, that's a lot.
Insane amount of strength gain on this bad boy. I mean, he's 111 auto attack damage.
Dire structures are fortified.
Rotation coming into the mid lane to try and secure that water rune away from Nothing to Say. Won't be successful in doing so, denying that resource, and Echoes will get a refill, but judging from the amount of harass Nothing to Say is copying, I don't think he's going to be too worried about that.
Yeah, Nothing to Say, he's very happy in this mid lane. Unfortunately, like you said, he does lose the water rune, but that doesn't hamper his game too much, right? At this point, he's probably just asking one of his supports to go die. Just refill my bottle, please. Thank you very much.
Cool. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, Bobica and X-Nova are doing pretty well for themselves here. I don't think they're at any risk of dying. The full focus of the Aster offlane has purely been on Monet, for better or for worse. And I mean, I'm thinking that for Aster it's probably for worse here. Oh, sorry, I think for G2.iG. I mean, all things considered, I'm still struggling to understand what the game plan is for JT, right? Sure, he's having a decent amount of CS, but what do we convert that into? Is it going to be a Maelstrom? It looks like for the park kill, I guess. X-Nova goes down in the bot side. They just do the literal thing where they press their spells on one target, and there's not really any counter.
It looks like we will see a bottle refill for mid.
Yeah, go for them. Pulling P-Chill into the tower here. Blood Grenade committed by Bobica as well, but the tower's a bit busy hitting the creeps in the front, so not really going to have any... Oh, he doesn't even TP there. Okay.
No.
I mean, Nothing to Say is fine. He doesn't need a refill.
He is.
X-Nova just takes a quick glance and like, yeah, fine. We don't need him. It's fine.
You know, I don't think we're in a position where Bobica can leave this lane either. JT, he's in some trouble. Actually, with Tusk leaving, okay, that should be enough for Bobica to leave. I don't think Lina has too much kill potential on this solo Wind Ranger.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of kill potential, I'm not really sure as Monet dies another time. They get the return kill, but this looks like Shengsi is going to get a double for himself here. Just needs to close the distance for a double edge. Double kill. Shengsi makes it happen. And this Centaur starting to ramp up real big time.
Now look at the rotation coming in from Kunkka into this bottom lane, though. Really looking for a kill on this low health Centaur.
Oh, this could be a really good move. I don't think he's expecting this as well. Ward's behind the tower and has an X-Marks to close the distance. You just need to make sure that your Stomp is not disjointing that combo. And Shengsi takes advantage of the early level. And right now, Nothing to Say. He's looking like in a bit of trouble. Snowball dodge out on that boat. It's perfect as Echoes TPs into respawn as well. With that Dream Coil, nowhere for you to run. Down with his shit, quite literally. As it's a beautiful response. That was supposed to be a freebie for Nothing to Say. Ends up in his own death instead.
I think he just kind of not stuck around too much, but, you know, as soon as you miss your combo and these supports come TPing in, you almost have to submit to the kill, like submit to the gank and try to go for this kill, right? Run forward to the Centaur instead of running backwards.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it feels like it's a little too late. Right now, even with the last hit advantage from the mid lane, giving that over as a kill towards the park, that's definitely a little rough.
And we see from these kills, the Centaur top of the net worth right now.
And they kill off Monet again here in this bot side. Like you mentioned, X-Nova, I mean, he's a well-loved player. Everyone loves him. I love him. But the Phoenix, that's not the bodyguard that you're looking for. You can't really expect much from him. Like, what is he gonna do in this lane?
Yeah, Fire Spirits. Ooh.
Oh, it does nothing against double edge as Bobica.
Yeah.
Starting controlled up here, Snowball into the sideline, setting up for Echoes to jump forward and get a very, very easy pick off of this Rubik. Tosses back, but it's gonna be Erica who picks it up, so even better. As now, top of the net worth, it is this Lina.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's exactly where you want to be. Now, Lina, I've seen her in the safe lane, right? I've seen this Parasma build. I've been seeing Gleipnir builds. So like Glypir into BOTs, a lot of different builds for the safe lane Lina, and I wonder what's gonna be the choice for Erica in this.
The crazy thing is for IG and Aster, the two calls in this lane we're still scratching our heads about, right? We don't exactly know what they're gonna buy just yet. The Orchid obviously queued up to deal with potentially the Park or maybe the two supports with safe mechanisms. I don't know whether this timing is gonna hit the way they hope for it to do though, because she essentially needs to basically start to get solo kills eventually. Nothing to say is starting to struggle a little bit as well.
I mean, talking about struggling, X-Nova is a higher level than Monet.
Yeah, no, we're not looking at that. We're giving Monet the pass, right? Because he...
Yeah.
The thing is, he last picked this Faceless Void, and he's just dying. The Stampede damage is more than enough. He might get a return kill to Sheng Tzu, but it's a beautiful swap back. X-Mark holds it in place, and oh, P-Chill, that is a shot and a half, but the X-Marks drags the Centaur back in with those face boots. He's running pretty well though. The turnaround stomp back onto JT, and he dies. Sheng Tzu is still alive somehow, finally chopped down by the Kunkka. And you really, really need to get something here with that egg. It'll signal a retreat for Aster. It's a 2-for-2 exchange, but you lose your Faceless Void again, and you've brought all 5 members from IG here to get nothing more than even.
Now, I think if Void was level 6 there, that fight would have gone completely differently for G2.iG, but because this Void is still level 5, it's all for moot, right? It means nothing. It's just another death on this Faceless Void. He's going to desperately try to get his level 6 mid against this Tusk.
The crazy thing is, as our observer showed, even with the quote-unquote advantageous trade where you killed 2 cores, the Goldly was actually IG's way just because of the fact that the Centaur was so much more net worth rich than his opposition, right? So, I mean, Sheng Tzu, he's been doing a great job. Looking at that Veil, started out with the Helm, but seems to be prioritizing the Blink Dagger first. And I mean, I understand, right? Like, he has an advantage right now.
We saw this yesterday, too. Where you just want to push the advantage as much as possible. You want to be able to jump on these backline heroes, continue the aggression onto the Faceless Void, catch him in the jungle where he doesn't suspect it.
Yeah. Maelstrom build up for this Lina, but she might be dead on our screens. It's a shackle shot that doesn't exactly land, but does what it needs them to do, which is hold the Lina in place just in time for the Nothing to Say combo to come through. A much needed kill onto Erica there.
It was a long time coming, right? Like, Lina's been able to sit in this lane for way too long.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Coming through Twin Gates, is that what they're planning right now?
I think it was Tusk going up top.
Yeah, I mean, that costs mana now, be careful. Seems like the defense starting to come through for the side of Team Aster. They don't want to let their tower go, but are they a bit too late? X-Nova doesn't have an egg for another 9 seconds, but judging from the current circumstance, it looks like you have more than enough time for that to come off cooldown. They can't exactly connect onto the Phoenix for now. Goes in the area as well. With John forward. Nice big one for him to pop though, and immediately there's the egg that we were talking about. Stampede to try and pull him away, but the perfect setup lift back and the shackle get the kill on the Tusk. Nothing to say on a killing spree right now.
And Bobka, he's got one of the best stuns he could ask for this game. Sure, it's not the Venge stun, but LSA is going to work beautifully for him as well.
Oh yeah, Bobaka, he has so many beautiful stuff to steal. It's like a marketplace, you know, you can just pick and choose which one he likes the most.
Nothing too flashy, mind you. No black holes, right? No ravages, but still, these little abilities gonna get the job done. All these stuns.
Actually, I would argue to say that's when the Rubik is the scariest, right? When you're when you have your hands on these low cooldown, constantly impactful spells like the Shikuchi, like the Ice Path, like maybe even the Fissure. You can cast it multiple times in the fight. Sure, the big ultimates are flashy, and that's what pays you the big bucks. But I mean, you're not really expecting the Rubik to have these on such high supply.
Oh, nay, he almost died there again, right? Venge. Waiting in the wings, just, you know, waiting for Monet to step up a little bit too far. Monet, he's a little bit better than that, right? He has an inkling something's coming. Back to the jungle with this Void. He's going to go for the recovery Midas, which I think he desperately needs.
Yeah, necessary at this point. I mean, not just lacking in the gold department, but the levels as well. There's a long way to go before I think he reaches the point of power that he's hoping for. A little bit worried with G2.iG because it feels like they might be lacking a bit on the damage to set up onto Echoes right now, but beautiful snowball save, like we mentioned, from the Tusk. X-Mark should drag Echoes back in place though, but funnily enough, it's a safer location than he previously was at. Blitz Nova as well. Being punched up, they commit the coil, they can't. They just finished off Picho there, but oh, it's a chrono on the back line, straight onto the park, and a beautiful shackle shot. Monet from out of nowhere, netting 2 and punching Aster back in this mid lane. Excellently done by G2.iG.
And Monet's actually the one that gets the kill onto the puck mid as well, so that is everything you want from Monet. A beautiful first chrono rotation. Nice little 471 gold influx from the Faceless Void, which he desperately needs. I help him get his way towards the Midas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, huge chrono from Monet. I'll be honest here. Did not see him coming. Did not even see him coming on the map. I was so focused. I was like, why do Aster seem like they're just playing around, man? A G2.iG kind of felt like baited them perfectly, right? They were waiting out the boat connection as well. Didn't use it in the initial salvo. Just like that, G2.iG in a pretty decent spot now. 1k gold lead. Switchblade complete for the puck. But the Orchid just a bit of gold away. JT, you can imagine. Yeah, he has that flying out right now. Need to watch out for a smoke move coming out.
I think what we're going to see is chain killing on the puck. I don't think Centaur's on the docket quite yet. Puck, definitely. These supports, absolutely. Hell, even the Lina, if you can route out Lina from her own jungle, you'll be feeling quite good.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, I mean, ever since that death in the top side, the Lina has just been, okay, you know, I chill farm now. I don't want to get involved. I have Laguna, doesn't matter. I hit creeps. Which I think objectively is the correct answer here, right? Like, you don't really want to put yourself at that risk, especially when teams are having such a good time already.
Monet, you're so greedy. They scanned out this rotation, but Monet is continuing to sit here in this bottom lane.
I think he knows as well as we do that that commitment so deep into the tier 2 will be kind of deranged from Aster to make. So he's just kind of hedging his bets there. Maybe putting, not a loaf, but like maybe 1 or 2 slices of his bread that he'll be fine. And safe to say his bread is intact.
His bread is, he's got the bread. He's made the bread. He's making the bread. That's what the Midas is for.
Yeah. He needs to increase his initial bread pool so they can start placing more bets, guys.
Yeah.
First Orchid
He's got to
reveals.
become the breadwinner.
True. He has to beat the bread in a 1v1 situation to become the winner. But yeah, first Orchid reveal in the mid lane against Echoes doesn't really result in anything. They couldn't connect with any other sort of follow-up stuns, so that kind of falls a little bit flat. We'll see what else JT can get done. For now, he's just choosing to occupy the entire space in the top side. So what do you reckon is the Aster sort of timing here? What do you reckon Aster are waiting for? Because the Centaur, you know, he has his Blink Dagger, he has his Veil, right? And the Puck Witchblade complete, working towards the Blink as well. I kind of feel like they can start getting going. Maybe IG are just doing a good job at dodging.
Yeah, they've got the Glide here on Lina now as well, so she's ready to partake in fights too.
Punch up. But nothing that's going to stop you from just being taken out like that. Too much control coming out from the tree line. They actually commit for this tier 2. It's G2.iG to make the first aggressive move. They grouped up as a unit here. And what I really like about this move is the fact that Monet, he's farming behind them. So in the case where Aster actually puts in any sort of response, he's there to come back with another chrono.
Nothing to say, he's finished the Ags. Now Aster, they're still in this area.
Oh, they have a sentry spotting him out, but can they finish him off in time? The Stampede, they're trying to walk down, nothing to say, and they'll be successful in doing so. Finishing off the Kunkka. Frisk might just sacrifice his life for that swap, but they understand that it's not worth their time to chase that. They'll just have to give up that Kunkka. It ends up being a tower for mid laner trade, which, you know, it's alright.
It's gold for Monet, right? Like,
yeah, that's how you're
maybe it's
justifying
okay.
It. Yeah, it's fine, guys. This is fine, guys, and nothing to say. It's just sitting there like...
It doesn't feel fine.
Oh, beautiful lift from Bobaka just to stop that initiation from Shensi. Wasn't expecting that quick response, and as a result, the Centaur's just gonna have to pay the price. The overwhelming damage being amplified by the Orchid ends up doing him in there.
Yeah, JT actually got him with the Orchid before he could get that hoof stomp off. Literally, as soon as he blinked in, he was Orchided and lifted. There's nothing you do at that point. You just have to submit to death. And after they recognize...
They were so ready to, it almost felt like both of them pre-cast it, which is beautiful. So, okay. Now Aster, without the Centaur, they're not making any moves, but the Lina working her way towards the BKB now, top of the net worth, like we mentioned. Erica has taken quite a bit of time to farm up. The Gleipnir complete is going to be quite an annoying tool that the Faceless Void will have to deal with.
Yeah, more lockdown for Monet equals more good. It's as simple as that.
True.
We'll be working on that Maelstrom still, which is going to be enough to amplify his damage in Chronosphere to make him want to be taking these fights. But until then, it's going to be a chill time for Faceless Void.
Frisk will go down in this bot side. It seemed that they, through some lingering vision or some sort of info that they knew the bench was in this area. Uh-oh, speaking of knowing, straight in onto Monet. This is not the target you want to lose, just get sliced down by Sheng Si.
You know, last time Void was farming there, we were like, oh, hey, it's really good Void's farming there because his team's behind him. This time around, there's no team, no luck, nothing to be had there.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough one for sure. As the side of Aster, they're just able to now waltz into Roche. 17 seconds without your Faceless Void. It's a low death timer, but it's enough because by the time he gets back to this tier 1 and joins his team, the Aegis will already be firmly in the clutches of this leader. Scan comes through, so they know this is happening, but I don't think there's anything they can really do about it.
They're coming, but yeah, like you said, way too late. Aegis has fallen. I wonder if G2.iG, they're still willing to take this fight. They're still charging forward.
I mean, they're all in the area, so they don't want to let this go without any answer. There is some lingering vision all the way near the tier 2, or where the tier 2 was. So if Aster walked by there, it's going to give G2.iG some really good information. Let's see. Yeah, like you mentioned, they're still hungry for some sort of action. Oh, it's the puck. Oh, I thought the puck was
Centaur just blinked, or Centaur just TP'd out. Now is definitely the go time for G2.iG.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up a residual support, Frisk dies again. Oh, did that power shot spot out? Yeah, he's just hiding in there. He doesn't want to mess around Erica. Doesn't want to lose the Aegis all willy-nilly. Speaking of losing a life, Echoes spotted out in the lane here, trying to cut some creeps, and Monet will scare him away.
I was worried that we were going to see an instant chrono, but
oh, same. I thought the puck was
he
there.
didn't have the damage, right?
No, Maelstrom's still not with him just yet. Okay, so Aegis now on Aster, that's going to help Erica feel a lot more comfortable. The question is, are they going to be comfortable enough to take up a bit more space on the map? They were contesting for that tier 2 in the bot side just now, but clearly, you know, it's very easy for IG to just counter-initiate and respond like that. So that begs the question, right? What's the move right now?
Right now for Aster, the move has got to be taking care of these last tier 1 towers, right? Tier 1 mid still stands, tier 1 top still stands. First Aegis is when you want to start cleaning up tier 2 towers. Yeah. And you've still got tier 1s to go through. I mean, it's a very early Aegis, mind you, so it makes sense that tier 1s are still standing and you're not quite ready for tier 2s yet. But, you know, in an ideal world.
Yeah, true. And I mean, realistically speaking, the only person from Aster actually hitting towers is Erica, who has largely opted out of any sort of participation throughout this entire game so far.
Yeah.
Really just came by to punch Roche a couple of times, snapped that up, and yeah, straight back to farming. Not comfortable before the BKB, and I respect it, right? You kind of need it to fight into this insane teamfight control that the Kunkka's going to bring.
I am still worried if you get caught by a stray Chronosphere, BKB doesn't matter, but I mean, if that's what your if that's what your thought process is, none of your items matter because that's how Chronosphere works.
True. X-Nova has the shot complete, so the amount of percentage healing and damage that's gonna do to the Aster lineup, tanky or not, gonna get torn apart. Now, still doesn't necessarily feel like they're too pressed about getting anything done here, G2.iG, and understandably so. Still staring down the Aegis that Erica's threatening this tower with. A little bit of a bluff though. Erica showing in the mid lane, but the rest of the Aster side actually going up into this triangle. They've tried to make the jump onto Boboka, but it's straight into a torrent storm. This might not be where they want to be fighting. BKB popped by JT, committing onto Sheng Si as well. The return damage, it's quite significant, but not enough to finish off the Wind Ranger. Now battling down the A, it's more than enough attack speed. Erica will finish that one off. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Still trying to get the touch onto this Lina. Inching away, 1 more minute and 40 seconds on that Aegis.
Monet is in the area. He could go for some sort of Chronosphere here if he so chooses.
The wall behind the tower catches nothing to say but gets pushed back. Beautiful tidal wave, catching the puck in the wrong spot. Laguna Blade finishes off, nothing to say, but there's the Chrono straight onto the Lina, swapped out to safety thanks to Frisk. Erica,
he almost
still
need to be getting this Venge.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't. Gobaka, he's gonna pay as well for sticking around. And you can't even get the first life. Aster able to establish a foothold in this mid area, take a successful fight, and now this tier 1 tower as well.
I like Erica's going right for an MKB. This is one of the few times where I feel like people are recognizing that Sunray has a mischance now.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. There's so often that I see people be like, oh, I can't hit people when Phoenix is Sunraying me. I have no idea what to do. Find MKB, dummy.
Yeah, hello? Read the spell. Like, what's wrong with you? You try to lose all your bread slices or what, JT? He's just absolutely yammering into the tusk right now. Ran up the wrong cliff, but uh-oh. Forcing the BKB out from JT just to survive, but that's what the Stampede is for. Right onto his back. Can they get him out? The swap! Frisk right there to punish, and JT pays the price. Not the trade that you're wanting, and Aster, it feels like they're just getting these advantageous kills. Sure, they're losing a couple of heroes here and there, but at the very end of it, Erica is still the one standing strong.
Yeah. And I think the big problem right now is just how far Monet is still behind.
Yeah.
Right? Nowhere near that BK. Well, somewhat near that BKB. But the way things are going, it's still a long shot for Monet.
Yeah, I guess the one caveat is that he has largely been able to preserve himself in these fights. He comes in, Chronos, gets a kill, and still gets out. It's the other members of IG that are dying, but that's kind of a problem in itself as well, right? If you die a bit too much on Nothing to Say or JT, the level of effectiveness of these particular cores can go down by a long shot.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And the bottom tier 2 will finally fall for the side of Aster. They get that nice one. But still, tier 1 still stand in the top lane. The mid one is gone finally after that fight in the mid lane.
Dire's top tower
I think
is under
JT,
attack.
he's got a lot of pressure put on him all of a sudden. Where, all of a sudden. But for a while now, where Void, he's not ready for anything quite yet. The only thing he provides is a Chronosphere, and JT, he's the one that's going to have to route out this Vengeful Spirit and make sure that no swap is possible.
Yeah, because no one else can, right? Like, Nothing to Say will always be on the front lines, taking a brunt of the damage on behalf of his team and trying to set that Chrono up. There just isn't really anyone to deal with this Venge in a similar fashion as last game where we saw the Void Spirit. You know, everybody could jump into the back line and deal with the support, even though there were 2 save supports. It's a very different story this time around.
Do you want to know what I'm ready for, Sneeze?
Yeah?
I'm ready for a tidal wave in the Chronosphere. I'm ready for... Right? You swap someone out and then you tidal wave them back into the Chrono. Could be very juicy.
Oh, that's some tiny toss back in type of situation. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know why that just completely slipped my mind. That would be like, imagine Erica.
It's not
he's
hard
like,
either.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm safe here, and then suddenly I can't move. Everybody, what's going on?
Yep. And Tidal Wave, he's got a great cast range, so you can cast it from like the other side of the Chronosphere pretty much.
Oh, dude, I was seeing some support Kunkkas basically do this thing where they buy Blink, they X-Mark themselves, they blink in Tidal Wave, and then X-Mark themselves back out. It's kind of like a fishing maneuver, like you drag in the catch. It's pretty cool, but yeah. I don't think Nothing to Say is going to offer himself up quite like that, but definitely a spell with a lot of useful applications, that's for sure.
Harbor, eh?
For sure.
Okay.
Void got that BKB finally. Monet, he is probably feeling confident enough to take some sort of fight. He's got Chronosphere up, the Maelstrom completed, BKB complete. It's time to go for a G2.iG.
Yeah. We'll have to see what they get done here though, because Roche might be responding in 15 seconds, might be responding in 3.5 minutes. We don't know just yet. And Frisk, item-wise, going for a lot of those auras. So no surprises there, the Vengeful. Already inherently very strong, amplifying a team's damage with that Vengeance Aura.
MKB complete on the lead.
Yeah. Nothing. That sound effect is funnily satisfying. I don't really know how to explain.
No, you're absolutely right.
It feels like you're being smacked by a pool noodle, but a pool noodle with a lot of weight in it. Yeah, I'm not
it's like
sure.
A pool noodle stuffed with bricks, right? Like
yeah, like the world's heaviest pool noodle. You buy it and then you sink to the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, it's not a floating device whatsoever.
No, absolutely not. It's a make you stop floating device. You smack it into your opponent's heads there. Now it is a very quick Roche spawn, and as a result, suddenly this Roche Pit area is going to be fiercely contested. G2.iG beat Aster to the punch in this area though, so the wards already set up in the typical positions right outside in the lane. They need to watch themselves. The second the smoke breaks, you know that's going to give G2.iG a lot of time to respond, find that perfect chrono.
Radiant are
Opting for the wrap around Aster.
But they scout them with the scan. They know.
Oh, they know. The AWP, they should have an idea of where Aster are approaching from, but they see no one at the moment. They have no clue whether G2.iG are even here. See a power shot that should inform them. JT's in the area. Shards up to the high ground, but still not breaking that smoke. Shengsi does blink in and pulling back Picho with that tidal wave, but nothing else to be found. Just dodged out. Just keep fishing with these power shots. Clipping away at the health bars. This is tense.
It's also giving them very important
Radiant's
vision.
top tower.
They're gonna go for
Oh.
another smoke.
Oh, Babuka, it's gonna break. You need to find echoes, but it's Erica who you find first. Immediately popping the BKB. They understand that there's nothing they can do there. Call on the back line, stop out onto JT, but Shengsi, have you gotten a bit too close there? Echoes still trying to commit onto the park, but Monet playing a little bit of bodyguard for his Rubik. You're forced to just get out of there. The egg on the low ground. It's perfect. You couldn't ask for anything better. The tidal wave. Monet hasn't even needed to use the chrono just yet. And Echoes already forced to run to the win. Shot down and hiding in the tree lines. Where is Echoes gonna go? Desperately trying to make his escape there, but you know they'll try and chase him down. The Lincolns in sight. They'll decide to turn for the Roche instead, but another situation where they've just routed the center on his initiation and taken the advantage from there. It's just so hard for Shengsi to get things done.
Yeah. And now you're in a position with Chronosphere up and your BKBs available, at least on the win still.
Yeah.
You're in a very dangerous position, right? Like,
I
you,
think
you see Aster, they're all gone. They've left this top area.
No.
They are
Yeah.
probably not going to defend their mid tier 2 as well. It's full-on retreatville for Aster.
Look, that fight, to me, was just Monet showing the mark of something that most carry players don't, which is taking care of your supports. That fight, you could see the Echoes, he was gunning for Bobica. We already talked about the importance of this Rubik and all these annoying stuns he could steal. Echoes knew, I need to eliminate this guy. But every single time, in between little phase shifts and whatnot, Monet would just glance back, turn a little, in a way, almost reminding Echoes like, if you stay here for a bit longer, you're gonna get chronoed, so you better watch yourself. And that was enough to scare the park off his backline. From there, they were able to punish the aggressive Aster heroes. And it's just such a nice little move that probably kind of flew over most everyone else's head. But you know that's Echoes just like paranoid right now that, okay, the Void is looking at me. I gotta shape up.
Yeah, and we saw the same thing with Erica, right? An early pop of the BKB, but they recognized, right? Monet recognized that Venge was not in chrono range. So if you chrono the Lina, it's just a simple swap away.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful as well. It's like it's almost like Erica was hoping that Monet would fall for the bait.
Yeah.
Very disciplined Void player here. Both of them know this hero in and out. And you can see that in the interactions. They're gonna leave a tier 2 or tier 3 item just sitting there. Okay, I mean, more important things to attend to, I guess.
Yeah, like both teams have just walked by the neutral. Like I've seen both teams do it now. It's crazy.
Yeah, who cares? Who can neutral when we're winning game right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like it's a Veil build up for X Nova as well, amplifying some of the magic damage coming out. Very useful against this Team Aster lineup. With this Aegis, it's still, you know, you mentioned that Aster wouldn't be defending the mid tier 2, but G2.iG haven't really made it there yet. They didn't.
No, it's been a farming Aegis so far, which is weird to me because Erica now has a next item.
Yeah, and that next item isn't anything small either. It's a satanic that it's gonna let him 1v1 man fight this Wind Ranger, who's I assume is meant to basically anti-carry him in a way. This is tricky business. Erica is slowly becoming that absolute railgun, machine gun, whatever, you know, weapon you want to call it. It's gonna be a big problem. So both
Invisible,
teams
nothing
up
to
for
say,
right
breaks
now.
the smoke. Very nice. Actually, we already have a Shiva's on nothing to say. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I mean, teams have been liking to go into the double Veil, double Shivas just because it's so good. Understandable, right? Basically one of the best items of this whole patch. Okay. Defense here.
Time for the bottom tier 2.
G2iG want to make use of this Aegis. Here comes Shengsi stunning in. The setup is there and they get the first life. No real response there. The boat comes in a bit too late. You X-Marks the BKB target, so nothing to be found from there. And just like that, the Aegis lost. And maybe this is why G2iG have been so hesitant to push so far.
I think they just kind of waited too long. Now all of a sudden, Aster, they're in a good position. No more Aegis, just the cheese on the Wind Ranger.
It does feel a little bit weird because G2iG, the way they did end up losing that Arc Warden game 2 Azure Ray, it felt like they just kind of got derailed a little bit from ending the game. And I'm starting to get a little bit of a whiff of that. I don't know. I mean, Monet, he is getting a lot of time to recover back, but late game scenario, do you think G2iG, the be-all end-all Chrono still wins it, or Aster in a good spot, do you think?
I'd be liable to say Chronosphere, like if you get a good Chronosphere, that beats out pretty much anything. Right, Lena Satanic doesn't matter. Puck Lincolns doesn't matter as long as they're in the Chronosphere and you can kill them in said Chronosphere. And so as that goes later and Monet gets more items, it's going to be a lot easier to kill heroes, more than one hero in the Chronosphere.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just have to consider perhaps some of the Aeon discs coming out, you know. Who knows, maybe we see an E-Blade just to help out in that endeavor. The late game Dota,
I love E-Blade into Void.
Yeah, right? He just kind of stands there, looks at you, you look at him, you're like, you can't hit me. And he's like, man, do I really have to buy a nullifier?
Yeah.
He's so sad. He never wants to do that. Okay. A bit of a cooldown period here, 17 to 17, kill-wise evenly matched. I think both these teams net worth 2k. That's basically nothing. It still feels like it's anyone's game at this point in time. Aster, just to remind everyone about what the stakes are, this could be their last game in the DreamLeague Chinese Pros qualifiers. And a little bit of a, I won't say sour taste, but maybe a bit of... Okay, maybe you can find the word for me here. But Picho being their previous teammate and then getting knocked out by your ex-teammate's new squad, that's gotta be a bit rough. That's gotta be a bit, you gotta feel a little... I don't know whether you feel bitter because we know Picho's just a fun guy, but, you know, it never feels good.
I think the average person would probably be a little bitter.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah.
Just a smidge.
But, yeah, just a little.
Just a little. I mean, I know I feel a bit bitter when my teammates end up like making me lose MMR again. Like, we just had a good game, bro. Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, I know you're a great player, that's why we won, but like, come on.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I like this move, JT. This is so funny.
This is the strat now. They can't afford to commit, so they're relying on the X-Marks. It doesn't seem like there's any sort of Yules or anything of the sort to really stop that from happening on the side of Aster, unless you're talking about maybe a swap or... I don't know, that doesn't even work, because you just get pulled by your X-Marks. Okay, name of the game now, just this slow, low committal push that G2iG are a little bit too scared to walk into. That they're kind of getting split map a little bit by this puck though. Echoes has been doing a great job in terms of playing these side lanes, remaining very careful and avoiding getting picked off, and Aghanim's now complete for him.
So much damage. JT, you gotta be careful here, focus firing this Tormentor.
Woo! That was a close one. Get out of there.
Oh, what a nice shard to get to. Monet shard. Which means literally everyone else has their shard, right? Unless it's between Monet and the Wind.
It might actually be the Wind who doesn't. Yeah, Wind doesn't have a shard.
Yeah.
Gale
I
Force
figured as much.
Remember when Gale Force was like an instant buy when Seb was owning everyone with it? Man, that was a time.
Those were the days for sure.
It's still kind of annoying in this match because you know, the Lina wants to stand her ground and then suddenly her ground is shifting under her. She's like, what?
I've had the pleasure of seeing Gale Force and Tidal Wave. It's very funny.
Dude, Gale Force into Chrono?
Yeah.
It'll be worse than... It'll actually be worse than the Tidal Wave situation. Actually,
it's literally like you pull them back and then they try to run away and it's like,
No, you ain't going anywhere. Grouping up for this potential roll spawn. It's coming up in perhaps 16 seconds. Both teams have their eye on the timer and are once again gathering around. even though the tier 1 remains intact for G2.iG and up in this top side, without any prior vision control in the area, it's really hard to fight into what might be the potential instant Walrus punch.
Yeah, not quite with the kick yet, but that punch is still very scary, and the Roshan, he's going to be spawning immediately.
Yeah, the P in Picho stands for core of this game. He is really not doing too hot in terms of the net worth, and sure, he's position 5, but, you know, really just hasn't been able to find his time to farm on the map. That kick would be devastating for this G2.iG lineup.
Yeah. Which is a little weird for a Tusk as well. Like, he's able to clear creep waves quite well, but you need to save that for the rest of your team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just kind of due diligence as a pos 5, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, yeah.
Radiant
Yeah,
are
it's
scanning.
something everyone needs to learn. G2.iG, once again wrapping around here, a bit of role reversal as Bobaka will breach his high ground, put the wards down, immediate blink out from Picho. He knows what's coming, but Shengsi is there right around the tree line. Shivas will get the touch onto the win. Oh no, JT wants to pop the cheese bright and early. Not really what you want, but Shackle actually not going to connect. Erica able to walk free out of that one. Monet coming forward, reverse time walk, playing around with them a little bit, but Monet, he's dropping a little low, finds the chrono onto the Lina, chooses to focus on the Tusk for now. The swap out to safety, Frisk sacrifice essentially his life for it. The Centaur goes down, but immediate buyback, TPing back in. They've lost the gem, it's on that high ground right now, with the chrono already used. Without that important tool, can the side of G2.iG still contest? Erica, he's still sitting at just about full HP. Monet getting caught out here. They're jumping forward. The Laguna Blade as well. You need a time walk out of here, Monet! Just in the nick of time, nothing to say, able to buy him that space. And it's actually Erica who ends up going down. There's a buyback on him as well as the bench. But the Centaur, he's just getting burned alive. X-Nova, he's done so much work this fight with the double sun rays. Just keeping his allies up and running. And everybody on G2.iG, they managed to get the better in that fight. Nobody dies, and it's close to 7k overall gold swing. That is insane. Look at the damage from X-Nova.
Yeah. And let's not forget, Bobaka with the LSA was doing quite well as well. And Monet now has the Aghanim Scepter.
Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. This reverse time walk. I mean, he's gonna put it to good use. Just dive in there just to get a couple of smacks in and scare them. Aster. It's gonna be so hard for this puck to navigate the fight.
Yeah, all of a sudden you get like catched by a stray bash into an LSA, into a shackle shot.
Yeah.
You're in such trouble. You're not the tankiest on the puck. Sure, you've got the Aghanim Scepter, which goes a long way, but you haven't built any more defensive items outside of that Lincoln Sphere.
The problem for me right now is that Aster, in order to start these fights, they kind of need to send the Centaur in, but there's no way to fish the Centaur out. You're saving your swap specifically for the Lina, and Shengsi is just dying at the start of these engagements. Lift up as well, and Picho doesn't stand a chance. Bobaka and JT, Bobaka in particular, no mercy to his former teammate, just grabs him straight back in and sends him to his death.
It's tier 3 time for IG. In they go. Satanic almost complete on Monet as well.
And I gotta say, I mean, I've been really impressed with Monet, which is crazy to say given that he started the game 1-5, but I don't know how much of it was his fault, right? Maybe from the very get-go with his comfort on the hero, he knew it was going to be rough, but he just thought, okay, in the later stages of the game, I know how I need to navigate, and he showed that perfectly. Every single fight, he's just been in the right place, find the right target of the Chronos, even halfway through that, even though he catches the Lina, he knows, okay, I need to eliminate the supports first. It's just excellent play all around.
Yeah, right, recognize during that Chronosphere in the top lane, hey, I got the Lina, she's just going to get swapped out, going on the Centaur instead.
Yeah. I mean, the Centaur, the Tusk, all these other fringe targets, even if you swap the Lina out, she can't 1v5.
Yeah. She can try her best, but not quite. Chronosphere up again, Aster. I feel like they've missed their little bit of a window to take a fight. With the smoke up, it could be incredibly dangerous for them.
I mean, they are approaching from a bit of an off angle as compared to all those Roche fights, right? The Roche fights were so telegraphed. You kind of only have a couple of different avenues of entry. Monet, if he shows himself, he could just burst him down. The guy near the storm. Oh, everything in the kitchen sink, but it's not enough. The Lotus, someone has reflected that snowball, and that's going to be more than enough time for Monet to get out of that troublesome situation. The age is still intact, and he's able to just slide out of there. But meanwhile, Frisk, again, has to give up his life for the cause. Oh, that was so close. Who was it?
is under attack.
Oh, the
Lotus.
Lotus from X-Nova.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful stuff.
Dire's
I mean,
bottom
No
tower
Veil,
has
no
fallen.
Shivas, right? You've already got one. You don't
Dire's
necessarily
bottom tower
need
is
another.
under attack.
yeah.
Go for the Lotus instead. Absolutely perfect. There aren't too many things to reflect, so the ones that you do are super important, right? The Venge Stun, the Tusk Snowball, and the Snowball was key. The Snowball was king right there.
Oh, Chrono, they know there's no bench, which means the gateway has been opened to just kill off Erica. It's as easy as that. Just like that, Sheng Si trying to run in and make something happen. Echoes, they might be able to walk down JT, but he has a cheese. And the beautiful nothing to say Torrent popped them all up. You might have a BKB, but you have a full health Monet right on your back. Erica will be forced to buy back and start laying in the damage, but you're 1v1ing onto the Faceless Void. This is not a fight that you can win. Another swap back in, but that is what the X marks is for. Melting everybody on the side of Team Master, and they don't stand a chance. You pick counters,
GG.
not a damn problem. Monet crushes them under the foot of his mighty Faceless Void, and they'll knock out their old organization from the qualifiers. IG, they'll move on here.
I mean, what a way to end that game on the Faceless Void with an Ultra kill, Monet. He did not